Hey, so for the next few minutes, we're going to have this conversation. First of all, what am I eating? I'm sure you're curious about that. It's leftover Hunan chicken with some water chestnuts. So what are we going to have this conversation about? It's a good question. Leftover Chinese can be so delicious. It can be so delicious it's insane, or it can be terrible. Yeah. So, what is this conversation about? Well, this conversation is just really to start off by introducing myself and then getting past matters of ego. So, to start out, this is the second video that I've ever done in my entire life for YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a person that has an interest in humankind. And I'm going to eat while we're talking because that's what you do around the dinner table. So, I'm going to try not to talk while I'm eating, but it's going to be hard. The point of this video is just to say something very simple. And that is that life is tough. And there's probably some drinking involved in the course somewhere as we try to figure out who we are. But the point is this, that we're in this together, and that whoever you are, wherever you might be in your course in life, that there are people that care about you. And so for just a few minutes, I'm going to tell you what I've learned, or some of what I've learned in my very limited 48 years of experience with life. I didn't think eating would be so much of a part of this video, but it seems like it's going to be. So, let me tell you about myself real quick, in terms that everybody will understand. To paraphrase the 90s black rock band Living Colour. My name is Tim. I'm a father of two young adult females, one of whom is gay and the other of whom is straight. And I live in the spacious basement apartment of the home that I bought for us in a little town in northeast Georgia that faces back onto a park and really reminds me of a lot of cabins that I went to when I was a younger person growing up in Tennessee, in the area of Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. So I managed to buy this house and get my parents, who are a little bit older, moved in. And right now, my 21-year-old daughter lives with us, and my 24-year-old daughter, 24-year-old daughter lives in Atlanta, and she is working primarily at doing art curating in the Atlanta area. So that's, I mean, the majority of my background that you need. I work a 9-to-5 job, and I spent 7 years working with a nonprofit that helps foster kids. So that's the basics. Basics of me, pretty much everything you need to know. I do some writing, and that's what I want to do. That's my passion. That's the thing that I love. I write a comic book that's about fashion, crime, and celebrity. Not necessarily in that order, though. And it's called Blood Orange, and it's at New Day Noir, and NEWDAYNOIR.com if you're interested. So the purpose of this video is essentially just to tell you that people love you, people care about you. Life is rough, genuinely rough. But I wanted to just make some comments about all of that stuff from my perspective. So this is where it starts. I'm a cisgender male, and in this world, especially on the internet, that's a little bit less popular than it used to be. You know, I grew up watching movies with action heroes and all that kind of stuff, where this super masculine dude was the main character, and you know, those were my role models growing up. But that's never been my perspective on life. My perspective on life has been more like broccoli. Okay. So here are the things that I want to say in what's already been a long period of time. Being a guy is pretty easy. Society gives you very low expectations when you're male, especially when you're cisgender male. And your basic expectation is that you earn a paycheck. Your identity is defined by making money. That's Western civilization in a nutshell. At this point in history, and probably in the last 2,500 years of history. So that's probably going to be your experience with men. But I want to tell you right now that is not all we are. That's not all that I am. And your identity as a person is not defined around those strictures. It's not defined around those specifics. Right now I'm wearing a peach t-shirt. I like a lot of pastels. It's just kind of my thing because I grew up in the 80s. I like that it doesn't scream feminine to me. It's just a color. And I like a lot of pastels and a lot of bright colors. So getting back to you, which is the important point. Life's rough, life's tough, and we go through a lot in our experience. Everybody goes through a lot, even those of us that fall into circumstances that make us more typical for society or more typical for Western culture over the past, 1,000-ish years. Life is not a bunch of fun for most of us. Life is a challenge for most of us. This is not always a great situation. We all have trauma. I have trauma. My trauma is a lot less profound than the trauma of most of the people who will probably watch this video. And for those of you who have experienced profound trauma, I'm very empathetic. And trauma, though, is experienced in a very proportional way. So my trauma is, I was raised by a German father, not, ethnically German, not nationality-wise, but in a structure where we were raised to have a strong Protestant work ethic, and we believed that if we checked off all the check boxes, that life was going to be perfect. Well, that's not true. And even if you check off all the check boxes, or if you're born in the circumstances that make you feel like things are pretty normal and average, life can still be very tough. And for those of you living in circumstances or whatnot with, profoundly different experiences than me, life is significantly more difficult. And I want you to know that we see you, and we hear you, and we feel you. And it may not always be easier for us to express that because we're dealing with our own trauma, but that's the truth. So I want to kind of wrap this up by just saying this. This is my first video. It is not professional. It's just what I want to say to you, and what I want you to know is that there are people out there who care about you and who want the world for you, who want you to achieve your dreams and your ambitions, and you're okay having dreams and ambitions. It's good to have dreams and ambitions. It's important to have those things because those things are what tie us to and help us to advance ourselves in this, not to get all granola, but help us to advance ourselves in the universe. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to eat the rest of my leftovers, but I want you to know that the people that you see on the street, the people that you think don't see you, the people that you think don't understand you, that don't get you, it's very tempting to feel like people don't get you, understand you, feel you, or whatever. Chances are the people that you see are going through a lot of the same things you've experienced or similar things to what you've experienced. And it's critically important for us all to understand. And unfortunately, with the weight that is on you, all the weight that you feel, people of my generation, people of my time are going to have a harder time identifying with you than you have empathizing with them. And this is a call for you to be strong. This is a call for you to show empathy for the people that do not understand you and will probably never understand you. But I want you to realize they have trauma in their own lives, that they are probably not capable of understanding their own trauma and their own difficulties. And when you listen to them, you become a lot more powerful than you imagine you are. And it might be the most empowering thing in the world for you to ask somebody that does not understand you how they feel or what they think. Because the future is yours. The future belongs to you. And if you can tap these resources, and if you can recognize the fact that there are people out there who are my age and older that know things that are going to help you through your life, life's going to be a lot easier for you. But like everything else, it's tough on the front end. So keep at it. Keep plugging away, keep doing what you're doing, keep being who you are, because your individuality is what drives change, it's what drives our advancement, it's what drives our value. I love you. Really seriously, when I say this, take care of yourselves, and we'll talk again soon.